What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with AltCoin Buzz. In this video, we're going to talk about getting the finger on the pulse, understanding what's going on, knowing the variables at play, trying to diagnose exactly the symptoms of what we're dealing with here to get some peace of mind. Definitely two different types of trains of thought here. You have people who are buying, you have people who are holding, you have people who are actually, there's a few different trains of thought: buying, holding, and selling. So some people are saying they need to exit out of the market because they don't know where the bottom of this thing is. Some people are saying they're just going to hold no matter what. Some people are saying they're going to buy and take advantage of the opportunities. That is going to come up to you, the individual, as to how you are going to handle that. The more that you inform yourself as to what the dynamics are and the circumstances or situations at play, the more you will be able to come to those conclusions, I would like to think. So first thing that we're going to talk about is some of the dynamics that are currently taking place, that do typically take place this time of year. The market has been known to have this kind of down slope during this time of year historically. We've seen that even if we go to our Twitter. I was putting top factors there. I was going to tweet something. I was going to ask you guys, but I didn't yet. But if we just go to the media that we've posted here, there was one that I posted not too long ago where I talked about this. You can see there's always, you come into the year heads up and then it dips. These are all strong dips, you can see, before it starts to climb up again. I mean, it doesn't even look like it ever starts climbing again until after February. So I mean, like you guys are saying, this thing could go sideways all the way through January and February. That's a long time to wait, but that's kind of what we're talking about, is being able to wait that long, guys. So now, what are some of these factors that typically historically happen at this time of year? Well, number one, advertising budgets and stuff. There's less money, there's less confidence at the beginning of the year than there is in, say, Q4. Q4 is a big time of year for just technology in general. Like I said in several videos before, I'll say it again. Q4, always a big season for everyone, retailers, and so there's a lot of money at play. But right after that, the people get tight with their money and they kind of hold on to their profits, because generally it just kind of slows down. Some things that happen in Q1, January to March, is one thing that always comes up is taxes, right? Q1 is tax season. People have to confront the bear in the room, which is the tax man. So how do taxes affect the market? If you just do a simple Google search, you won't see anyone talking about the effects of taxes on cryptocurrency. What I mean by that is, could people be taking profit to pay their last year's tax bill? I don't know, but that's something that could be happening. And you, the new investor who comes in November, December, shows up a little bit late, now have to brunt the bill of the sell-off that these that could be coming from that. So I'm just putting that out there. What effect is tax season having on that, and what do we know historically, right? So another thing that happens this time of year that we've heard about is the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year. We've personally talked about it here on AltCoin Buzz, Chinese New Year cryptocurrency annual sell-off, which has been brought to our attention. It's this video here. We did that 6 days ago. So be on the lookout for that as the market continues to have these issues. Don't be surprised. We're still not even out of the woods with the Chinese New Year, because I believe the Lunar New Year, as some like to call it, occurs sometime around February, middle to late part of February. I don't know the exact date of the Lunar New Year. If you guys want to let us know in the comments when that is, but that is still at play here. So you guys got to keep that in mind, right? The effect the Lunar New Year is going to have on the market. Now, that's just one of the other factors. Another one that we have coming up is the FUD, the government FUD that just sticks around. It's call it what you want, but it is what it is. I mean, if you just look at governments, you're going to have India on here. Bitcoin, right? Government's Bitcoin. Let's see what they say. I mean, if we just type that in, you know that we've heard about the Indian government looking to crack down on exchanges. We've heard about South Korea. We've heard about China. Even here, the most dangerous and effective enemy of Bitcoin in the last 3 years has not been governments, countries, banks, or mythical evil Chinese bankers. It has been Blockstream, and Core. Nothing else has even come close. This person's calling out Bitcoin Core. None of these articles have been popping up claiming that governments aren't going to allow Bitcoin to exist. Explain how governments are going to be able to implement that crackdown in an effective manner. What I want to guide you guys to is a video that was put out by Binance CEO, the CEO of Binance. He has a couple videos on the internet, on YouTube. You guys should, as a matter of fact, let me help you guys with this. Binance CEO. There's a couple videos that I've watched. There's this one that I watched, and this one here by Box Mining. Binance CEO, the future of cryptocurrency. I think you guys can learn a lot from this. I've watched this video. As you can see, there's that red line that goes across to show you that I watched it. His name is Zhao Changpeng, but he's got a real interesting insight that you can learn from and take away some understanding from about regulation, government regulation. He basically says that government regulation, too much government regulation is a bad thing, not enough government regulation is a bad thing. So he's saying having that balance of regulation is going to be what's going to happen more than likely. But if we get too much of it, it's no good. If we don't get enough of it, it's no good, because there's still going to be those bad actors in the space that are going to do things that should not be there, and you guys need to have some sort of protection against that. But also, we have to accept the fact that, you know, that there's going to be government regulation, okay? But too much of it can be a bad thing, as I've said 3 or 4 times. I'm just driving that home. So, moving on, we've got another article here, Bitcoin futures, how Bitcoin futures is affecting the market. So if you're trying to get your finger on the pulse, you see there's so many variables that you have to understand that can affect the price up or down. You almost walk away from it saying, wow, how does this thing even move up? Like, I mean, when you know how many things can drive it down, you're like, how does this thing even move up? But you've seen it does move up. It's just you have to be really patient with it. And we've stressed that numerous times. So Bitcoin futures and their effect on the market. You've got other dynamics at play, like I said. But if we just go right in here and we look at some of these other government things, can the world government stop Bitcoin cryptocurrency revolution? Most of you said no. 30% said anything is possible. That's on the AltCoin Buzz IO Twitter. So here's another one. Panicky Bitcoin investors struggle to withdraw cash for some money exchanges as they look to safe gold investments amid fears of cryptocurrency collapse. So the Sun is pushing gold investments again. They're basically trying to call gold safe and Bitcoin too risky, so they're saying people are just going to jump into gold. I guess if you're looking for investments, they say it's good to diversify, so maybe have a little bit of an investment in gold. Do you own 1 gold coin, 2 gold coins? I don't know. Gold just doesn't have the volatility. It doesn't have it doesn't go to the moon like a cryptocurrency coin could. So young people in particular don't really get into gold as much as old people do. So you also have FUD being spread consistently by so-called experts. We've seen that many times. Even if we look here, here's another article about the Chinese New Year and how that could have caused Wednesday's Bitcoin crash. But in here, I'd like to think that they have the date so that I don't have to. Oh, look at, they even used this. They even charted this out, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I'd just like to hear your opinion on this and see where you guys are at with the stuff that's going on with the price action here. We're also on Steemit. We've got that guy Charlie Fuchs, Stacking 69. He's on Steemit if you want to follow him. He posted about us, so thank you to Charlie Fuchs. I'm thinking his name is Charlie Fuchs, but it could be Charlie Futch. Futch? F-U-C-H? There's no K. F-U-C-H. Stacking 69. So here's another one. Remember the Black Swan. So yeah, Steemit is where it's at. We have 171 followers. We're still growing that, but 177, it's gone up by 6. More and more people joining Steemit than we've ever seen before. Remember, there is a process to sign up for Steemit. I don't know why that is. I think it's a high demand, so they're delaying new signups. But you don't get a password, you get a private key. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, guys, like I said, check us out on Steemit. It might be a little bit of a process to get signed up, but hey, we're over there now. Check us out on Twitter, where we're hanging out, AltCoin and we'll see you guys next time. Let us know in the comments what kind of variables you think are affecting this market right now. Is it India? Is it China? Is it the Lunar New Year? Is it American taxes? Is it just that time of the year where we just got to be prepared to move sideways and bear down, as they would say? You just got to be able to bear down. And no, I'm not talking about the Chicago Bears.